Hello and welcome to Skyline. I'm Dhruti Yatri and tonight's show, it's not just about America. It is about Indians inside America. Indians trying to survive America, Indians succeeding in America, and Indians suddenly becoming the center of America's biggest political, economic, and social debate. Ladies and gentlemen, from H-1B visa attack to green card nightmares, from Indian CEOs dominating Wall Street to inflation crushing everyday Americans. Tonight, the message coming from the United States is loud, confusing, and deeply emotional for millions of Indians who are watching this show. So, let's begin. The first segment of our show, we'll talk about the Visa Temple. Yes, imagine waking up one morning and seeing an American senator attacking a temple in India. Not a government office, not a company, a temple. And suddenly thousands of Indians in America, they began asking one question. Are Indians becoming the new political target in the United States? Republican Senator Eric Schmidt has launched a massive attack on H-1B visa system. But this time, he went much further. He called the entire system a visa cartel. And then he dragged Hyderabad's famous Chilkur Balaji temple in that particular debate. The temple is widely known as Visa Temple though. People visit there praying for the US visas, foreign education and global opportunities. Now for decades, families have gone there with a lot of hope, while parents carrying passports, students praying before interviews, young engineers dreaming about Silicon Valley. But now an American politician is using that same temple as a proof that the US immigration system is being gamed. Can you think about the symbolism over here? For Indians, it is faith. Well, for critics in America, it has now become a political ammunition. In fact, he claims that American workers are losing jobs while companies hire cheaper foreign talent. He says billions of dollars are flowing out of America into India through outsourcing and tech contracts. And you know what? This is where things get sensitive because the H-1B visa debate in America, it is no longer just economic. It is emotional, it is political, and increasingly becoming cultural. On one side, there are American workers saying that why are companies laying off local and hiring visa workers? The other side says that Indian professionals, well, they studied, they worked really hard, they followed the legal process, they are paying to be there. Then why should they suddenly be treated like a problem? And honestly, this tension is only growing and growing every single day, and that too ahead of the US election because immigration has once again become America's hottest political weapon, and Indians are now standing directly in the middle of that storm. Now, hopping on to the second segment, can you imagine another incident? You moved to America legally. You studied over there, you got a job, you paid taxes, you built a life. And then one day, all of a sudden, America tells you, wait for another 10 years. Sadly, this is the reality for thousands of Indians who are trapped in the US green card backlog. The latest visa bulletin for June 2026 has brought terrible news for Indian applicants. Well, the waiting line has moved backwards again. Yes, backwards. For many Indians in EB1 and EB2 categories, permanent residency is drifting even further away. And this is not just paperwork. This affects marriages, children, job, mental health, home ownership, entire futures. In fact, some Indians in America, they are now spending the best years of their lives in immigration uncertainty. They cannot freely switch jobs. They fear layoffs. They delay the investments, some even delay having children. Because one visa issue can destroy everything overnight. And you know what is shocking in this is that America desperately needs skilled workers. Its tech companies depend heavily on immigrants. Its universities attract global talent. Yet, the immigration system looks frozen in time. Backlog for Indians. It has become so extreme that some applicants, they may wait decades. Decades. Just think about how absurd this really sounds. A person can build America's software system, pay American taxes for 20 years, and still remain temporary. Well, this is why frustration among Indians in America, it is exploding. Many are now asking, does America want Indian talent but not Indian permanency. And as the United States politics becomes harsher on the immigration, this uncertainty it may become even worse in the coming years. There is another fear that is spreading inside America now. Yes, fear of public humiliation, fear of being targeted online, fear of somebody showing up at your home with a camera. Ladies and gentlemen, a viral controversy is now creating panic among Indians living in the United States. A woman who reportedly presents herself as a journalist or an activist has been visiting Indian homes and businesses, accusing people of illegal operations and visa fraud. Can you think about how disturbing this looks? Somebody arrives outside your home, cameras on, flying questions, accusations everywhere. Suddenly, your private life becomes internet content. In fact, in one recent interview, an Indian man warned her that he would take legal actions for disturbing him. The video spread rapidly online. Now, let's be very clear here. If there is illegal activity, law enforcement should handle it, right? But social media trial, that is dangerous because once a clip goes viral, facts often disappear. And many Indians in America now feel that they are being watched with suspicion simply because they are immigrants. Now, this creates a very chilling atmosphere, specifically for small business owners, consultants, visa holders, students. People start asking, can someone randomly accuse me online tomorrow? America is a country built on laws and due process. But increasingly, social media outrage is behaving like a parallel courtroom. And for immigrant communities, specifically Indians here, that fear that is becoming pretty real. Now, in our fourth segment, let's move from immigration stress to everyday survival in America. An Indian woman recently went viral after revealing that she paid about $250. For what? Just to repair a small leak in her home. And Indians everywhere immediately reacted with the same sentence. This could have been done in 500 rupees in India. Now, this is one of the biggest cultural shocks for Indians who are moving abroad now. Not groceries, not rent, labor. In America, labor is expensive, rather very expensive. A plumber can charge hundreds of dollars for a teeny tiny repair. Why? Because wages are high, insurance costs are high, and service costs are higher. That is why many Americans, they learn DIY skills. They fix their own sinks, paint their own walls, repair their own furniture because calling professionals, it can destroy your monthly budget. And this is where social media often creates confusion. People in India see dollar salaries and think that life abroad it is automatically luxurious. But they do not see the hidden cost. Well, one plumber, one car repair, and suddenly thousands of dollars disappeared. This is the untold immigrant reality. Yes, America do offers opportunity, but it also demands constant financial discipline. And many Indians living there now openly admits that the salary may be higher, but so is the stress. Now, here comes the complete opposite story. Ladies and gentlemen, the fifth segment, it's a happy story. While some Indians, they are being politically targeted in America, others are sitting at the highest tables of global power. Meet Sanjay Malhotra, born in Kanpur, India, educated partly in India. Now, he is one of America's most powerful semiconductors executive. Today, he is the only Indian origin business leader in US President Mr. Donald Trump's China delegation. Can you think about that? In a room discussing AI, semiconductors, technology war, and America-China rivalry, an Indian origin CEO is sitting beside some of the biggest names in the business world. This is not just symbolic anymore. Indian talent is now deeply embedded inside the American technology machine. And Malhotra's story, it perfectly captures the Indian immigrant dream. Middle class beginning, engineering education, migration to America, years of struggle, and finally, leadership at the global level. His company, the name is Micron. It is also investing billions in India's semiconductor emissions, which by the way means something far more important is happening. India is no longer exporting software talent. India now wants to be part of a global chip supply chain. And in the middle of the US-China technology battle, India suddenly matters more than ever. And that is why leaders like Malhotra, they are becoming strategically important not just for business, but for geopolitics itself. This is New Indian Story in America, not just employees. Now we are decision makers. Now let's talk about another Indians in the headline these days. Let's leave politics for a moment here and enter the world of celebrity power, because an Indian origin designer is suddenly dominating global entertainment headlines. Rishi Patel, a luxury event designer, now rumored to be planning the wedding of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And social media has completely exploded. Fans are calling it the wedding of the decade, America's royal wedding, a generational event. And somewhere in the middle of all of this hype is an Indian origin creative professional. This matters more than people realize. Why? Because for years, Indians abroad, they were stereotyped, mainly as engineers, doctors, or coders. But now, Indians are entering luxury designs, global fashion, celebrity culture, high-end entertainment. And they are not just participating, they are leading here. Rishi Patel reportedly built his reputation through luxury experiences and giant celebrity events. This is soft power, the kind that changes perception globally when Indians become visible in elite creative spaces. It reshapes how the world sees Indian talent. Not just technical, but artistic. Luxury-driven, global, and honestly, that shift is becoming impossible to ignore. Now come perhaps the most fascinating story of tonight's show. What if I told you that there is a theory on Wall Street that whenever an Indian origin CEO takes charge of an American company, investors should buy the stock? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, billionaire investor Michael Milken, he casually hinted at exactly this idea. And then an analyst, he back-tested the theory. The results shocked people though. According to the analysts, investing in companies led by Indian origin CEOs over the past 15 years would have massively outperformed in the US market. Why? Well, look at the names here. Satya Nadella at Microsoft, Sundar Pichai at Alphabet, Shantanu Narayan at Adobe, and Arvind Krishna at IBM. Well, these are not just ordinary companies. These are giants shaping the modern digital world today. And under Indian origin leadership, many of them witnessed extraordinary growth. Now, of course, correlation does not automatically mean causation. Even analysts themselves, they have admitted that many of these firms, they were already in high growth sector like AI, cloud computing, and software. But still, the pattern, that is impossible to ignore. And it says something very powerful about the Indian diaspora stories. For decades, Indian immigrants entered America through education and technology. Now they are leading the companies, shaping the future of humanity itself. AI, cloud computing, in fact, semiconductor, cybersecurity, it is not accidental anymore. It reflects a generation of Indian professionals who mastered global system, adapted internationally, and rose through the pure performance. Which is why America today has a strange contradiction. At the political level, immigration fights, they are increasing. But at the corporate level, Indian origin leaders has become much stronger than ever before. Last but not the least, finally tonight, let's talk about the issue that is hurting not just Indians in the US, but also ordinary Americans the most. Inflation. Prices in America are rising again. In fact, vegetables, electricity, everything, but for the very first time in recent years. Wages are reportedly growing slower than the inflation again. That means millions of Americans feel poorer every single month. And this matters politically because when fuel prices rise, governments suffer. When grocery bill rise, voters become angry. And right now, America is entering a dangerous economic mood. People are exhausted after pandemic inflation, wars, layoffs, in fact, housing stress, high interest rate, many families feel squeezed from every single direction. In fact, the Iran conflict has also increased pressure on oil prices. And when oil rises, everything becomes expensive. Everything, transport, food, fertilizers, daily essentials. This is why economists are warning that inflation is no longer just an economic issue. It is now psychological. People begin fearing the future. They spend less, business become cautious, and political frustration rises rapidly. Now for Mr. Donald Trump, this could become a serious challenge right before the elections. votes because inflation is emotional. Voters may forgive speeches, they may forgive controversies, but they rarely forgive expensive groceries. And right now, America's economic anxiety, it is definitely returning again. So tonight's America gave us two very different realities. An America where Indians are being blamed in visa debates, and another America where Indians are leading billion-dollar companies. An America where immigrants feel uncertain, and another America where Indian origin talent is shaping AI, technology, and business, and that too globally. That is the contradiction of modern America. It fears immigration politically while depending on immigrants economically. And for millions of Indians watching tonight, the message is clear. The American dream still exists, but it is becoming far more expensive for you, more competitive, and far more complicated than ever before. Thanks for watching Skyline. I'm Triti Yatri. Good night.